which is very inevitable to leave actually, the newspaper. I mean, if I have heard many aspirants, some says like I don't read newspaper. I focused only on the monthly compilations of different names. And then some people are religious in reading the newspaper. Some says like you read three newspapers, some says you read two newspaper. What worked in your favor, that is the newspaper, and how you utilize that energy of newspaper, because it is a reservoir of great energy for UPSC. So how you utilize that newspaper energy for your prelims as well as for your mains.
So yeah, I came across both sort of point of views when I was starting off, and in the first month I also struggled with it because I thought I will read newspaper and then I will make notes. But as I went ahead and given the paucity of time in my case, I realized that the monthly compilations are good enough. But I would still allocate 1 hour of the day daily to the newspaper reading because it helps in perspective building. But for compilation and revision, I would just refer to the monthly magazines that come. That's what I did, and different things work for different people. But given my scenario, I had to just go with the monthly.
Yeah, but you very rightly pointed out that you didn't leave reading the newspaper. Apart from reading the monthly magazine on a regular basis, you always dedicated 1 hour to the newspaper. And to all the viewers who are new to the preparation, I see Awad himself confess that for the first 1 month, he struggled to get through these newspaper, because many students come to us and say, sir, like the newspaper is a real problem. What to read, what to leave. I think to read the syllabus first and then go through the newspaper will make your work little handy. Now, coming to the second, which is the gigantic process of the UPSC 1750 mark, which I call it as a marathon. How you deal with that, Abad? So much, so vast, they are asking like paper 1, 2, 3, 4. So, what was your overall strategy as far as drafting answer is concerned? Because ultimately, your 1750 marks is depending on how you write well. So, what was your strategy in drafting the answers?
Before I get into drafting the answers, I would just say this, and maybe we can take it forward at a later point of time. That every paper of mails needs to have a different strategy. I club them under GS 1, 2, 3, essay, ethics, and your optional. Coming to your question, which is how I drafted answers. For essay answers do not qualify, but for GS papers, my template would be that I would introduce my answer with a relevant content, which encompasses all key facts about the answer, about the question asked. Then I will detail those facts or the question asked in the body, and then would conclude by saying something forward-looking or summarizing my answer in 1 line or 2 lines. So that's how I did my answer writing. In some papers like GS1, where you might fall short of content, I would fill those spaces with graphics of maps, of other geological formations. In paper 3, I would use data and graphs at times wherever available. So that remained my answer writing strategy for GS2.
As you said that you used maps. So in paper 1, there are two formats where you can basically use map. And I think you may use maps in the social issues also. If you want to show something which is not happening in India, or which was like backward or not forward oriented, you may mention it on a map. But I think how you utilize map in history. Any example can you give, like in the geography paper, suppose this question appeared, then I use map, or in history paper.
Yeah, sure. Please. So we had this question on Gandhara art time in history paper. So I drew a map of the northwestern fringe of India and showed how the art form was placed. Another example was there was a question on food processing industry in paper 1 or paper 3. I think it was in paper 1. So I used the map of India to indicate where different type of food processing industries are. For example, milk in Gujarat or food grains in Punjab, and then also use seaports to indicate that these are the factors which are benefiting these industries. So that is one way where map can effectively represent a few items.
Yeah, I think it gives the comprehensive dimensions to your answer. Like what you are drafting is one thing, but you're also making the examiner aware. Okay, see, this is the areas which you must also focus upon.